Hi Capricorn, welcome to your love reading for October 2017. This is Elizabeth from channeledguidance.com. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. This is going to be for confirmation. But first, let's get 9 cards for you from this deck. And this is the love reading for the sign of Capricorn for October 17, sorry. Kind of late to be saying that. The Ace of Wands. Love reading for Capricorn, October 2017. 9 of Pentacles. The Chariot. Six of Swords. Love reading for Capricorn, October 2017. The Page of Pentacles. The Hierophant. Love reading for Capricorn, October 2017. The Eight of Swords. Love reading for Capricorn, October 2017. The Four of Pentacles. And the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so the card at the bottom of the deck is going to represent the main energy around your love life for October. And you have the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands, this can mean that you are a little fearful, maybe accepting a new opportunity, maybe trusting in someone new, or even finding yourself not really kind of trusting your partner, or even trusting yourself. So we will come back to this card to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. Let me just adjust the cards so you can see everything. We're going to take it one row at a time. So at the top here you have the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Chariot. So the Ace of Wands, this is all about a new beginning in your relationship. This is all about a new life. And seeing this card, I feel like for some of you, like this has something to do with the past. This is not going to apply to everyone, but this is just the first message that I'm getting. I feel like there's an opportunity here for you to completely start over with someone from the past where there was some type of like disastrous ending. Like maybe somebody just walked out on you, maybe you were engaged and they called it off, or maybe someone just moved out without telling you why. It just kind of feels like a new beginning where there was something like really painful that happened. There's an opportunity to start over. But of course, for everyone else, singles, this is just new people coming into your life, those who are already coupled. This just means that you can heal your differences. This is an opportunity for you to start over and leave, like I said, all of your differences, all of your problems behind you. You can start over with this card. Now, you also have the Nine of Pentacles. Let me just bring back the Ace of Wands. You have these 3 cards together. So the Nine of Pentacles and the Chariot. So like I said, you can start over. You can have that new beginning with your romantic partner. Not only that, but you have the Chariot, which does represent a victory. This represents a huge event, a huge movement in your love life. So I feel like there's something happening here, a new beginning that's very significant. I feel like you're taking a giant step. So either like you're accepting someone's marriage proposal, or someone's asking you to marry them, you're moving in with someone. It's just a big movement in your love life. You do have the Nine of Pentacles in the middle, and this has been coming up for I think almost every sign I've done. The Nine of Pentacles, this is about you. This is about you knowing what you want, who you want. This is about your self-confidence. So I feel, seeing these 3 cards, that there are opportunities in October for new beginnings and just completely starting over, whether it's with someone from the past or in your current relationship. You can salvage that relationship. You have the energy of victory in the Chariot, where there can be huge movement in your love life. But you also have to be really self-confident. You really have to be in your personal power. You have to be really strong to make this happen. Remember that the main energy for you was the Nine of Wands, which means that, there are some concerns that you have. You're feeling like maybe you can't quite trust someone in your life anymore. You don't feel like letting your guard down. But I feel like there are opportunities here for new beginnings and a lot of movement in your love life. Okay, so let's look at the next row. You have the Six of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. So the Six of Swords, you know, again, this is a really positive card of movement. So it's interesting that the Six of Swords, technically I did pull this card right after the Chariot. The Chariot does represent movement, and then in here you have movement again. But this is telling you know that you're moving away from a difficult situation. You're moving away from a challenging event in your love life. Maybe you've been having a lot of problems with your romantic partner. And this came up with the Page of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So I feel like, again, here, there is an opportunity here for you to move on together. Whether it's with someone from the past or your current partner. You're able to just leave everything in the past and just move on. And there's a lot of spiritual guidance. Just kind of jumping over here, you have the Hierophant, a major arcana. And this just means, you know, that you feel a really strong pull towards someone. This is a card of kindred spirits. And kind of, you know, a spiritual, if you want to call it a spiritual pull towards someone because they are maybe a soulmate or member of your soul family. It just seems like there's something positive kind of moving you in this direction. You're moving towards someone where there is a strong spiritual connection. But still, I mean, like right here in the middle, the Page of Pentacles, this is someone examining that relationship very carefully. It's like your intuition is telling you this person is the one. This is where I belong. This is where I feel at home. And the energy is there for you to move on. But here, this ties in with this. Remember, this is concerns and apprehensions, not quite trusting yourself or someone else. Because this represents, you know, like, hold on, I need to really think about the situation very carefully. I need to look at this before I say yes, before I say no, before we proceed any further. I need to really study this. So I feel like in the month of October, I feel like Capricorn, you might be having to choose between using your intuition and spiritual guidance and your mind. Although this is a Suit of Pentacles, it always feels like a very mental card where you need time to study something. But there's an opportunity here for you to move on from something really difficult. There's a spiritual pull here towards someone, but it's like, you know, you want to study this. Like someone is not quite ready to jump on board. They want to study the situation a little bit, you know, more carefully before making a decision. This could also represent communication, where there's communication where someone has just been guided to reach out to you, or you're reaching out to someone else, where you're trying to move on to something much better, something much healthier. Okay, so let's move on to the next row. At the bottom you have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords, you know, this is an energy of being stuck. This is an energy of, you know, feeling like you can't really do anything about your situation, and you have it with the Four of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. So again, it's in every row, this energy of movement. The Wheel of Fortune represents movement. It represents change for the better. In the first row you had the Chariot, which represents, you know, a lot of movement in your love life. In the second row, you have the Six of Swords, which represents movement towards something more positive. And then you get another major arcana about movement. So there's definitely things are shifting for Capricorn in the month of October. This represents change for the better. It's time for you to be happy. It's time for you to be on top. But look at what it came out with. The Eight of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. It just seems like you have to take a risk if you want to finally be on top of things in your love life, because you have the Four of Pentacles, which tells me that some of you may just want to play it safe. Again, going back to the main energy, you may want to play it safe because you don't want to be hurt again. You don't want to be lied to again. You don't want to be burned again. The Four of Pentacles is just staying put and not really seeking change, wanting to hold on to what you have, because that is like your safe place. And then with the Eight of Swords, like I said, it's like someone is not open to this new beginning because you feel like the situation around you is impossible and there's really nothing that you can do. So there's something like that going on with you in the month of October. For everyone, it's going to play out in a different way because this is a general reading. But there's this energy of like there's opportunities for new beginnings and movement. I see that all over this reading, but I feel like someone feels like I can't, for whatever reason. I can't accept that proposal, or I can't be with that person because of this, and this. Remember that you are just kind of playing it safe. You're holding on to something out of fear, whether it's, you know, being single, or you're holding on to a relationship out of fear, or you're just kind of playing it safe. It is time for change. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some confirmation from this deck and see what comes up for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Capricorn for October 2017? You have the King of Swords. Confirmation for Capricorn. The Ace of Swords. And the Four of Wands. Okay, so you have someone here, a person has popped up, someone who's an air sign, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. Air sign, so that would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So this can be, for those who are already coupled, this can be your romantic partner, whether they are an air sign or not. They could just be in that energy. Someone that's very much lives in their head, not really good at showing their feelings. Someone that is just very mental. Now, for those who are single, this can be someone that you meet in the month of October. Now the King of Swords has come out with the Ace of Swords, which represents, you know, a new beginning, a new way of thinking. Let me just bring the King back. It's like there's this person here. Just bring it all up. We have the Four of Wands. You have this King here, but it's almost like there has to be, you know, a new way of thinking about this person in your life. With the Ace of Swords, this is deprogramming your negative beliefs. And I hate to say that, but, you know, I do see some of that in this reading. You know, with what's going on here with the Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords and the Four of Pentacles and even the main energy with the Nine of Wands. It's like there's an opportunity here for a happily ever after, for a happy home, maybe even for a marriage. But it's like, you know, someone may need to change the perspective on their love life, or change their perspective on the person and being able to trust them again. The Ace of Swords also represents truth and clarity. So it could be, you know, that someone, this King of Swords is coming into your life offering you some type of proposal, whether it's marriage or moving in together or a stable relationship, but you may need to change your mind about them. It's either changing your mind about them, or you may need to change your beliefs about love in general. You know, and I get that feeling from many of the cards in the spread. Now, I feel like there was another message here. If it doesn't come to me, I'll come back to it, because I usually look at these cards again before ending the video. Because the Ace of Swords, this can also be some type of truth revealed to you by someone who is an air sign. Like, you know, here's the truth. And I feel like it's something positive, because you have the Four of Wands. This could be someone that maybe was in your life, maybe drifted away. With the energy of the Four of Wands, this person saw you as marriage material, as someone they could have a happy home with. I feel like if there is some type of revelation from an air sign, it's positive. Like there was, you know, a strong connection. Now, I'll come back to this if anything else comes to me. Let's go ahead and get some confirmation from the other deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Capricorn for October 2017? You have the Page of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Queen of Swords. That's interesting. At the bottom of this deck, you have the Three of Cups. So this is, you know, again, happiness. This is celebration. Although you have some challenging cards here, and the main energy from the other deck was, you know, you feeling really concerned about maybe accepting something, accepting a new relationship or staying in a relationship. I still see you being very happy here. This can also be a marriage card. Some of you may be moving towards marriage, but I feel like there's, like someone is not sure. Someone's getting cold feet. There are concerns. You also have the Page of Cups. So interesting, 2 pages. The pages represent communication, so I feel like there's definitely communication going back and forth between partners, maybe even people reaching out from the past. The Page of Cups does represent, you know, a heart-to-heart conversation. Like, this is the way I truly feel, and I got that feeling from the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords, and now the King has this Queen down here from the other deck. So for some of you, this could be a love letter, some type of communication. This is the way I really feel about you. For those who are single, this can be a new relationship coming into your life. Now you do have the Page of Cups, and that is a beautiful card, but you also have the Five of Swords. Now the Five of Swords, I feel like there is, based on everything that I see here, this card can represent sometimes a deceit, but I don't see anything else as far as someone lying to you or not being who you think they are. I don't see anything else that confirms it. So I feel like the energy from this card is telling you that you have to be careful in the month of October and passing up opportunities, because you might kind of feel like you can't quite trust your intuition. Your intuition is speaking to you. You feel drawn to someone. You feel drawn somewhere. But I feel like, just looking at all of these cards, like somebody still is not ready to jump on board with the Page of Pentacles. You may want to play it safe. With the Five of Swords, this means that you may regret that. You may regret not giving someone a second chance. You may regret not accepting, someone's love. Maybe somebody new that comes into your life. You could be your own worst enemy. You could, go back. Years from now, you could think back and wish, that you had never done that you had given a person a second chance, or you had given someone new a chance in your life. Maybe you never forget them. Now, you have the Queen of Swords. So this is someone who is an air sign. Now, interesting, this also came up for Cancer, the King and the Queen of Swords. I'm not sure what's going on with the air signs, but there is a strong energy of air signs in your reading. Now, for those who are single, with the Page of Cups being here and, new beginnings and a lot of movement, you're being directed towards an air sign, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. For those who are already coupled, this can be your partner. This can be your partner, even if they're not an air sign. It's just a very strong air sign energy, being emotionally detached, being more intellectual, analyzing everything to death. This is analyzing everything to death, where you just want to play it safe. It doesn't, you're strategizing about your love life. This is, the same thing. This is analyzing things to death. This is literally like sitting down and maybe even like writing the pros and cons of being in a relationship with someone. So, I feel like there's a strong energy here of an air sign. But just like I told Cancer and probably Virgo, because I feel like there's been a king and queen in every reading. This is just telling you that you're with the person that you belong, or this person is coming to you, especially with the Hierophant being here. Because like I said, this is, a soulmate energy, kindred spirit, someone you belong with. And now you have the King and Queen of Swords. It's like two people that are very similar, either physically or on a soul level. You're very much the same, and you belong together. So just kind of looking at this reading, now that I've pulled all the cards, I feel like there's a strong message here, obviously, of someone who is an air sign, but also feel like there's something going on, whether it's you or someone or your partner, where there is hesitation. I just see hesitation all over this reading. I see it in the Nine of Wands, I see it in the Page of Pentacles, I see it in the Eight of Swords, I see it in the Four of Pentacles. I feel like someone is not quite ready to accept something, and it could be marriage, because you have the Three of Cups, which is a marriage card. But you also have the Four of Wands, which is also a marriage card. So it could be that someone is getting cold feet, or someone doesn't know, if they want to spend the rest of their life with someone. Maybe someone's not sure about their feelings. I just feel like there is some type of hesitation for the sign of Capricorn. There is an opportunity here for new beginnings. There's an opportunity for finally, seeing some strong movement in your love life. But it's almost like someone is saying, I can't. But based on the cards that I see, you can. You're just going to have to make that decision yourself. Okay, Capricorn, this has been your love reading for October 2017. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.